Gopala Astrology channel, where the science meets astrology for common man's understanding. Subscribe and stay tuned to this channel for continued astrological updates. Hello, welcome to Gopala Astrology channel, ladies and gentlemen, once again. And today it is going to be the video on solar eclipse that is happening on 8th of April 2024. As promised, I had already made a video on lunar eclipse last week, and this is a continuation of that. Actually, this is a celestial event that is happening in the zodiac sign of Pisces, Swathi Nakshatra, Swathi constellation. Okay, so in this video we are trying to we are going to analyze what are the effects, pros and cons of this solar eclipse, especially on countries like United States, Canada, Mexico, who are really seeing the impact of this solar eclipse, and of course the rest of the world as well. Okay, and towards the end of this you will also see the effects of this solar eclipse on each of your zodiac signs, both from pay attention to both your moon sign as well as the ascendant zodiac sign. All right, so please stick on to the video until the end, and we are going to have a very interesting conversation on this. All right, so let me share my screen here. All right, so this is the topic given: total solar eclipse for 8th of April 2024 and its effects. So first of all, we need to really understand what is this eclipse that is happening now. It is the switchover. We have the planet, the Graha moon that is coming in between the sun and the earth. So there are three different possible effects of this. One is called the total solar eclipse. Another one is annual solar eclipse that happened last year, October, and then the partial solar eclipse. So whenever the moon is really engulfing the disk of the sun completely, a total solar eclipse is going to happen. And that's what is happening on the 8th of April, and this is very much similar to that happened in 2017, the Great American Eclipse. All right, so I'm going to just put some slides on that as well to understand the astronomical significance of this as well. So in terms of Indian time, this eclipse is happening right in the evening. In fact, it's night. 9 p.m. in the evening, and it's going to end at 2:22 a.m. in the morning. So there is no Sutak for people. Sutak is those procedures that you need to follow, the religious procedures that you need to follow during the eclipse. So it is not applicable to the people in India. So it is, of course, the effects are there, but the procedures need not be done because it is not visible in that portion. See, there is a classical Indian text which says wherever the visibility of the eclipse is there, almost 75 to 100% of ill effects is being felt, whereas those areas of this world where the visibility of solar eclipse, especially total solar eclipse, is not there, still there will be about 30 to 50% of the effect. All right, so I'm going to just give more details. Suppose you are living in United States or Canada or Mexico or in the western part of Europe, I would always recommend you to follow the Sutak guidelines. At least do not eat and prepare the food during the eclipse. That is the very basic effect. And if you are a pregnant person, a pregnant woman, of course, you are not advised to come out and expose your body to the eclipse, right? So at least make use of these standard guidelines during the eclipse time. Of course, you are free to watch. You can wear the recommended glasses, and then it should not really affect you. Okay, but I will go much deeper. This is the actual trajectory of the eclipse, which starts right from the Mexico here, and then it crosses all the way to the east coast of United States and northern part of Canada, and then it goes on. So I'll just put a slide here, side by side, what happened in 2017, right? So that was the Great American Eclipse. It also went through all across the United States, right from the west coast to the east coast. And so similar kind of a situation is happening in the April 2024 eclipse as well. So the totality is beginning at Texas Central Time 1:27 p.m. and it is going to end by 3:35 Eastern Standard Time on the 8th of April. So a lot of videos are there in the YouTube. You can always follow, and if you are really interested to view this eclipse, you may feel free to do so by wearing certain recommended glasses and all that. Now, I'm not going to that part of the eclipse. Okay, I'm more into what can happen in a situation where the eclipse is to be treated, astrologically. See, eclipse is always going to have some negative impact on the governments and the people in one way or the other, right? So the main difference between the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse is this: solar eclipse tries to give effect on physicality, what happens in physical level, whereas lunar eclipse is more on mental, right? So what are the psychological effects that can happen was explained already in the last week's video. So now it is more on physicality, right? How the governments are going to suffer, what things can happen practically in the United States and western part of Europe, right? So let's pay some attention on mythological part of this Rahu and Ketu, right? So there is a story that says that the Sagara Manthanam was going on. They were churning the ocean. They were using Vasuki as the snake, and one side the demons were there, one side the gods were there. They were trying to churn the ocean, and finally they got the nectar. And there was one particular demon called Swarabanu who was disguising himself as God, and then he was sitting there and he was trying to take a bit of nectar or the amrudam, right? So the lords, the Surya and Chandra, noticed this, and then they went on to complain to Vishnu, who was in the form of Mohini, and then Mohini avatar Vishnu left the Vishnu Chakra, the Sudarshana Chakra, and chopped off the head of the Swarabanu. The head becomes Rahu, the rest of the body becomes Ketu. And that's all the mythological story about Rahu and Ketu. Let's come to the physics of it. So I'm more interested to understand what exactly happens in Rahu Ketu in physicality. See, there are in our primary school, we learned that when you bring two magnets to the close vicinity and try to rub against each other without touching, of course, it generates electromotive force. That is, it generates electricity. So the same concept, that's used in dynamo as well. So the same concept is happening here. The beautiful alignment of sun, earth, and moon. There are three huge magnets, right? Spherical magnets. So when you observe this particular slide here, you can see that the earth is going around the sun in the white elliptical orbit, and it is forming a blue color plane. All right. In the same way, the moon is going around the earth in this particular yellow color path, elliptical path, and then it is following a gray color plane. Now, whenever this blue plane and the gray plane coincide with each other, they form two green dots. The northern hemispherical part is known as Rahu, or the north node, and the green dot, which is towards the southern hemisphere, is known as south node of moon, or it is also known as Ketu. So Ketu is all about past life, whatever happened in our past life. Whenever you analyze your horoscope, wherever this Ketu is sitting in the horoscope, that talks about the past life, whereas the Rahu talks about the present life, right? So this is a very simple explanation of Rahu and Ketu. And whenever there is a perfect alignment, whenever now the moon is coming exactly here, and we are going to have the eclipse, that is solar eclipse. All right, so that is a beautiful explanation on it. Now this particular thing is happening in the nakshatra of Revati, the constellation of Revati, which is the exaltation point of Venus, and it is also known as the birth star of goddess Lakshmi. So the one which gives the wealth, that is where the Venus is exalted. Okay, and then it is this Revati star is ruled by planet Mercury. So that is why those people who are born under the Mercury nakshatras are going to be afflicted during this eclipse. And also, if you are running through the Mercury, Mahadasha and Antardasha, the effect of this eclipse is more felt. All right. So now I have just plotted the horoscope of that particular time. I have used Washington, D.C., which is the capital of United States, of course, to plot this horoscope, where the visibility is more, I have put it. All right. So when you put this time as April the 8th, 2:20 p.m., Washington, D.C., and then you will get this chart wherein the ascendant is Karkataka Rashi, or the Cancer ascendant, and the entire drama is happening right there in the 7th, 8th, 9th house. Okay, so 9th house of this, the luck of the United States is being tested now, and that's what I'm predicting it here. And there is a lot of challenges that is going to happen to this country in the next 3 to 8 months. All right, so let's try to project something. This is the original horoscope of America. This is what is conceived from the internet. It was declared as the real nation as on 4th of July 1776 in Philadelphia. So if you put that chart, you will get Simha Lagnam. That means the ascendant of Leo, and it was actually born in the moon in Dhanishta Nakshatra. Dhanishta, that is why Dhan, right? Money. That's why it's #1 economy in the world, of course. And then you can see a lot of good planets in the 11th house: Jupiter, Sun, Venus, and Mars. So this is the horoscope of America. And now, as you plot the dashas and antardashas, as on today, as on now, current trends, you can see that Rahu Mahadasha is going on for United States, and Saturn Antardasha is running. So this is going to go until September 2026. So this is a very critical time. That means the next 1.5 years is going to be a very challenging time for America. And now, in between, this Pratyantara Dasha of Saturn is also going on. So it is Rahu, Saturn, we call it technically, and this period, of course, until the 3rd of May 2024, it will be really under the Pratyantara Dasha of Saturn. So if we calculate properly and then try to analyze what are the side effects that America is going to feel during this Mahadasha and Pratyantara Dasha, there will be a lot of chances of unrest in the citizens. There will be a lot of chances of some, I don't want to call it a civil war and things like that. We have seen this, what happened when 2017 eclipse happened. So there was, the attack on the Capitol. So many instances wherein the government was involved and there is a lot of unrest in the country, right? So you can see so many examples. I've just put it here. It can happen, things like Putin is going to intensify his attacks on Ukraine, and what happened in the past, I have also put it here, right? There was an unrest in the minds of the people once the declaration of the American president elections happened, and people went on to attack Capitol, right? So this was a very, very displeasure event that happened. And then there was a person, I don't want to use the word racist remarks here, but still he was not treated well by the policeman, the Floyd, and then that caused again a lot of rebellion across the country, and things like that can happen. And there are a lot of shootings, shooting cases that happen. It may intensify further in the next 3 to 6 months period of time. So we have to be really careful and pray hard that this type of instances does not happen. Of course, whatever is destined to happen is going to happen, and we have to be more careful. Okay, so I don't want to emphasize too much on this instance. And in terms of economy, that is where we need to see. Right? There may be a lot of more layoffs. Tech companies are going to take out, lay off more and more people. Right, so the economy is going to go down, and it's not that good. The unemployment rates once it happens in the United States, sorry, the rest of the world is also going to suffer from it. That is for sure. Right, so the effect of this solar eclipse is not that great for American economy for next 3 to 8 months. All right, so Let's try to summarize the planetary alignments exactly on 8th April, what is going to happen. You can see that the eclipse is happening in this axis, of course, the Virgo and Pisces axis, and the planets, the Surya and Chandra, it is on an Amavasya day. Amavasya is the new moon day. So both of them are in the same house of Pisces, and then you have Venus there. Venus has already moved from Aquarius to Pisces now, and I already mentioned about the Gandanta point of movement of Mercury from Pisces to Aries, right? And it is also right now in the process of retrograde. So retrograde Mercury is really going to cause a lot of chaos in the mindset of people, okay? The thought processes, the intelligence of the people. And that's what is a worrying status. And then, of course, Jupiter is right there in Aries, and there is a warlike situation because of the presence of Mars, which is a fire and oil Saturn in the same house. So this big stage is now set up for big dramas. And amongst all these, if you are interested to know about your own ascendant and moon sign, how you are benefited, I can always say that the best benefit goes to Taurus, okay, and then Libra, because it is happening in the 6th house of Libra, 11th house for Taurus, and then 3rd house for Capricorn. So these three Rashis or zodiac signs are going to be benefited from this eclipse in one way or the other. For the rest of the Rashis, it's going to be testing time. You need to be very careful, and especially the nakshatras of Revati, Ashlesha, and Jyeshtha. These three are the Buddhan nakshatras. Bud means it is Mercury. Mercury nakshatras, people will have to be very careful, and more so if you are running the Mahadasha or Antardasha of Mercury. So you have to take a lot of precautions and do prayers and remedies, all right? So that's the key point here. Taurus, Libra, and Capricorn, these three zodiac signs are going to have the thumbs up, and the rest of them have to be careful. Now let's start the understanding of this eclipse. What is happening from the Aries ascendant or Aries moon sign point of view, right? So for this zodiac sign, the drama is happening in the 12th house of spiritual side, right? So you have to be very careful. There could be more and more increase in religious activities from the Aryan point of view, because your 12th house is getting fully afflicted, and there will be some health problems because of your own laziness and negligence. You may have some careless attitude towards your own health, and then there could be some sleep issues, because 12th house always represents sleep, right? So sleep can be a problem for you guys, and then the meditation is the best remedy. Those with the insomnia they are going to suffer more and more of this during this prediction is given for next 3 to 8 months. All right, so it's going to be a solar eclipse is going to be intense, all right? So its effect is really going to be felt for the next 90 days for sure, and more so if you fall under the category of those three nakshatras which I mentioned already. All right, so focus on your savings. Of course, 12th house represents vyayasthanam, sudden and unnecessary expenses is felt during this period. You have to handle the expenses, and you have to control. Do not buy things which are really not required at this point of time for you guys. All right, so that's it. And only plus point here I see is some inclination towards spiritual activities is going to be increasing for Aries zodiac sign people. Let's go to Taurus. So this is a very good thing that is happening on the 11th house for them. The monetary gains are very likely to happen. Your financial positions are going to improve. You are going to get some chances to work on new projects. If at all you are in working, if you are in business, you are going to get new business opportunities. You are going to expand your friend circle, because 11th house is getting fully activated there, and you are going to socialize, and because of that you will get new contacts for your business without a shadow of doubt. Okay, of course, the health issues may crop up, but they are not of serious kinds like what I mentioned for Aries zodiac sign people. Okay, and of course, spouse or partner will be understanding you this time, and your only thing is do not get into any heated arguments unnecessarily. But otherwise, it's a big thumbs up for next 3 to 8 months for Taurus Ascendant or Taurus moon sign personalities. All right, so let's go to the next one. Gemini. What is happening to Gemini or Mithuna Rashi personalities? So this is happening on the 10th house from their Rashi. So please do not have arguments in the workplace. You may easily lose tempers, quickly, and then relation with your father can be afflicted. Some class of people say that 10th house represents father. Some other class represents 9th house as father. But let's try to give respect to both of these school of thoughts. So make sure your father's health is well taken care. If you have been neglecting him for a long time, please pay attention to his health, because it's going to be critical for his health right now. All right, be modest and be respectful towards the seniors, both in the workplace as well as in amongst the relatives. Okay, try to build the bondage with them. This is the time. See, always understand the purpose of this eclipse is you have been neglecting some areas, and the purpose of this eclipse is to remind you that you have been forgetting this. Please go back and do your duty on that particular aspect, wherever the eclipse is happening, that particular area. For Gemini people, it is their job, it's their karma sthanam, right? Sudden change in the job is expected, because the current job may pose a lot of pressure for these people. Of course, if you accomplish certain things now, you may not immediately gain recognition. That's what I'm saying. You have to have a lot of patience, and you are going to get that benefit in the next cycle after this effect of solar eclipse is over. All right, so let's go to the next one. It is Karkataka Rashi or Cancer zodiac sign, Cancer ascendant or Cancer moon sign. So here, what is happening here? It is in the 8th house for you. So 8th house eclipse is going to cause some health issues. Do not travel, because do not keep driving too much in these 90 days. And you have to be very cautious while driving. It can cause accidents. 8th house is all sudden events, and there can be arguments with the seniors at the workplace, and also there can be arguments in the house who are with the seniors like grandparents and all that. So that's why you have to be humble during this period, worshipping Lord Vishnu, listening to Vishnu Sahasranamam. If you believe in it, really, it's going to help you a lot. All right. So Karkataka Rashi personalities are going to have some testing times in health, in my opinion. All right. So let's go to Leo or Simha Rashi personalities. Things seems to fall in place, of course, professionally, but you will lose motivation, my friends. You will lose motivation. See the drama. It is happening in your, this is happening in the 8th house. Yeah, just now what we mentioned for Karkataka Rashi was 9th house. All right, so for you guys, it is happening in the 8th house. You may gain something from inheritance. Suddenly, some senior in the house may pass away, or in-laws may pass away, and then their inheritance is likely to come to you. You know, you can get that claiming of insurance, and something sudden money which you did not expect is likely to come. It can happen. But in terms of health, again, health has to be of much care, and this is the time for practicing meditation and also spiritual things to be done, homam, havanam, and all those things during this period of time. If you do it, it will give you much better results. Okay, and one positive point I'm seeing here is the 8th house represents research work. So whenever this type of eclipse happens, something new can be found out which was not there before. So this is the time to gain some professional, if at all you are in the profession of research work and occult sciences, and you are going to gain benefit from it. Okay, so overall I can say 70% you will be tested, and 30% there are gains. All right. So let's move on to Virgo or Kanya Rashi. And this is happening in your axis, right? So 7th house from Kanya Rashi is Pisces, and this is where all the drama is happening. So the relationship is going to be a little bit tested with your spouse. Do not get into unnecessary arguments. Do not put pressure on your spouse, and do not put pressure on yourself, and things like that. Take care of your health. This is very important. So the entire official document, when you want to sign off new deals, if you are in business world, please read through your documentation properly, be thorough. Only then you should sign off. In my opinion, the next 30 days at least, do not sign off any new agreements and contracts if at all you are in business. So be patient in your work atmosphere. Do not play any politics there. If not, it may backfire you in one way or the other. All right. So there will be some pressure and stress for Virgo Ascendant or Virgo Zodiac Sign, Moon Sign personalities. All right. So wait for the right moment and you will be all right. Now, let's go to Tulam Rashi or the Libra Ascendant Zodiac sign. And for them, this drama is happening in the 6th house. 6th house of day-to-day routine, 6th house of challenges, 6th house of opportunities. You are going to defeat your enemies. You are going to defeat your competition. It is a very, very good time to get a new job in the next 3 months. If at all you were trying very hard and you couldn't be successful, even though Jupiter was in your favorite position all these days, this is the time that you will get a chance to get into a good job. You are trying for some competitive exams, you can be taking advantage of this situation. Okay, if you are trying for foreign visas, right, 7th house, 6th house. So the effect of the gain of 6th house is 7th house. You are likely to travel with your spouse to a foreign country with a visa as well. So if at all you are trying a lot and you couldn't be successful in all these days, in the next 30 days or next 3 months, I can say, you can see success rate for visas and foreign business connections is going to be very, very good. So this is a good time for Libra Ascendant personalities. All right. Let's go to the next one. Vrishchika Rashi or Scorpio Ascendant personalities. For you guys, it is happening in the 5th house. So 5th house of love and romance. There will be some breakups in the relationships. If at all you are in a relationship, there could be some friction with your boyfriend or a girlfriend, and you have to be very calm and patient. Do not unnecessarily provoke any quarrels and disputes, right? Do not test your friend. All right. So if at all you are trying to get married and you are almost right there, it will get affected in one way or the other, and you will get confused because Jupiter is going to move. I'm going to make another video next month. Jupiter is moving towards your 7th house into Taurus, so there is likely to get married. There is a likelihood of you getting married, but in the same time, this eclipse is going to cause some kind of a confusion as well. Okay, so work out on it. Be patient. Do not try to rush onto the marriage with the same person with whom you are in love, right? So all the caution. And if at all you are married, you have kids, the relationship with the kids has to be very, very well taken care. You are going to have some friction with your children because they may not listen to you. They may get more aggressive on you, and they do not listen to your advice. Do not try to control them, at this point of time. Right, let's go to Sagittarius or Dhanus Lagnam personalities. So what are the things that is happening for them? It is in the 4th house. Okay, the domestic happiness is going to be challenged for you guys. The results at work will be delayed. If at all you are applying for jobs, you want to change your workplace because you have the 3rd of Saturn, which is really good. 5th of Jupiter is giving you good time. But this eclipse is going to give you some turbulence, It's something like you are going in a flight and the flight attendant will tell you, please wear your seatbelt. We are having some challenging weather conditions, right? So you have to wear your seatbelt, be patient, wait for the right time. The next 30 days, do not sign any new contract and do not try to Do not try to get into any real estate business, right? So 4th house is really challenging right now for you guys, and there will be some health problem, health related to the 4th house. 4th house is mother, right? So your mother may complain of health problems, and you may have to spend money to rectify the health of your mother. All right, so it is just a challenging time for Sagittarius ascendant personalities. Let's go to Capricorn Makara Rasi. So you are in the midst of, you are in the last portion of Sade Sati, 7.5 years period of Saturn, and this is the 3rd house. So this gives you suddenly the courage. You know, you will start taking calculated risks. Sudden gains is also seen. If you do not take much proper care, there could be losses as well. So in my opinion, there will be short journeys. You will meet up new contacts. You will take calculated risks now, and this is the time to make money. And there is definitely new opportunities for you, but be careful with your younger siblings. You may have arguments with neighbors and younger siblings. So I would say that it's a mixed results, but majority is good for you guys for the next 90 days. All right. So let's go to the next one. Aquarius or Kumbha Rashi personalities. So appreciation and recognition at workplace is possible. However, there can be some unexpected challenges because it's happening right there in the 2nd house, Walkstronum, and it's the house of storage of wealth, right? So there will be some uncalled expenses, misunderstanding in the family and relationship. 2nd house represents father's created family. That means you, your father, mother, and your siblings can have some heated arguments, you know, and uncertainties in financial prospects. So all that is already being tested for you guys because of 7.5 years period of Saturn, which is right now in your zodiac sign, and you are been mitigating those, and you are waiting for the Guru Mahadash, the Guru's blessings, which is also not there as of now. Jupiter is in your 3rd house. So some challenging times are expected for Kumbha Rashi personalities. There is a change of job. You have to be careful. After, if at all your Dasha Antardasha is really good in your own individual horoscopes, these things may not fully affect you, but you can see turbulences here and there. All right, so Kumbha Rashi personalities, you have to be very cautious. You must be praying to Lord Vishnu and listen to Vishnu Sahasranama without doubt, and put the ghee lamp for Guru Bhagavan, right? That is always advised for you guys. And last but not the least, it is Meena Rashi or Pisces zodiac sign personalities. You are really, really tested. So there will be a lot of variations in your personality and character due to the influence of this eclipse, because it's happening right there in your zodiac sign. So there will be some kind of drifting of relationship with your current spouse, if at all you are married, and there is very likelihood that you plan to marry, but it will get cancelled or something like that. All right, so frequent problems in both personal and professional life is seen for the next 90 days, and I don't recommend you to do any job changes as of now, especially if you are belonging to Revati Nakshatra, right? That is where exactly the eclipse is happening. It is better to do more and more meditation, take care of yourself, do some spiritual journeys, okay? Seek knowledge from the right guru and do the worshipping of Lord Shiva. You know, that benefits you a lot at this point of time, and I'm not demotivating you or something like that, but the next 90 days will be really challenging both in personal life and in professional lives. All right, so be cautious, and prayers can always heal things, you know. And with this, we have come to the end of this video, and of course, before that video ends, I always tell you, Dasha Dasha Phalam is going to be 75%. Never get demotivated. If your timing is really going on well, and it's going to give you good results only you should take this as 25% from these Gochara Phala or the transit results and grahanas, and even in that also you can take 50% from moon sign and 50% from your ascendant sign. So this is in this chart always I like to put it up at the end of the videos so that you don't get disappointed if at all you are belonging to any of those rashis which I mentioned.
and take care of yourself. All right. So if you are a pregnant woman, and for them, really we strictly tell you not to come out during the eclipse time, and do not prepare food and eat during the eclipse. Always it has to be done before the eclipse starts. All right. So that's all I have for you guys for tonight, and thank you very much. Please subscribe to this channel. It makes me motivated to do more and more knowledgeable videos of this kind. Okay, thank you very much.